Okay, today we're going to talk about the surface area, the lateral area and volume of prisms, cylinders, and spheres. Okay, spheres is just like a baseball. Cylinders like a can, a Coke can. Prisms, I showed you earlier, you could have a rectangular prism, a triangular prism. It's named based on its base, right? You remember that this is a base, that's a base, so you got two triangles for bases, and then the lateral area or the lateral faces are these guys. So there's three rectangles. Prisms always have rectangles for faces. Okay, so a prism's named by its base, like this is a rectangular prism and this is a triangular prism. Okay, the faces that are not bases are the lateral faces. Okay, and that's how you find lateral area, surface area, lateral surface area. They call it just lateral area. So the lateral faces. Okay, the height is the distance between the bases. Okay, whenever you see H in a formula and they want the height, then it's not this height for this triangle, it's the height from the base to the base, right? So if it's sitting like this, then that's the height from here to here. Okay, if it's laying down, this is the height from here to here, from all the way across. Okay, so the height is from this base to that base. That's the height. Okay. This one is a triangular prism, named after its triangle on the shape, on the base. Yeah, sorry. So that's a triangular prism. Okay, so the lateral area formula, we would look on here. Remember, this was lateral. Okay, so this is a prism. Lateral formula is pH. Okay, perimeter of the base. Remember, P is perimeter of the base. That's what it says here. And then this is the height of the prism from here to here. The height of the prism is from the base to the base, so that would be 10. And then the perimeter of the base, you have to do a little bit of work here because I need these two sides. Okay, they're the same length. This is 4. Okay, so I need to find this one. So half of that side is 2, right? So 2 and 3, if you need it's a right triangle, right? So you can use the Pythagorean theorem, the adding Pythagorean theorem. So you say 2 squared plus 3 squared. You punch that into a calculator, right? So second radical 2 squared plus 3 squared is 3.6. Okay, so this one's 3.6, and so is this one, 3.6. So the perimeter would be 3.6 plus 3.6 plus 4. So that's 7.2 plus 4 is 11.2. Okay, so that gives us the lateral area formula. Okay, which we know as pH. So pH would be 11.2 times 10, right? And that would give us the lateral area, the three rectangles around the inside. Okay, these three guys, 1, 2, and 3. That would be the lateral area. Okay, so with the calculator, I mean, that's 112, but whatever. 11.2 times 10 is 112. Okay, so that's the lateral surface area, inches squared. Okay, so total surface area is going to include the bases, right? Total surface area of a prism, total prism over here, if you can see that, yeah. pH plus 2b. pH is the same as the lateral, so we want the lateral plus the two bases, right? So we need the pH, which is the lateral, plus the two bases. Now B, capital B, stands for the area of the base, okay? Since it's a triangle, we'll have to find the triangle area, right, for the base. Okay, the perimeter of the base we've already calculated, which was 11.2, right? And the height of the prism we know is 10 from base to base. And then the area of the base, which formula? Well, we have to use the base times height divided by 2 formula, right? The triangle formula. And they've given us the base and the height. They gave us the 4 times the 3, okay, divided by 2, and that's 12 over 2, which is 6. So the area of the base is 6. So if I want to find the total surface area, then I would do this. So 11.2, we've already found this, but I'll do it again. okay, times 10, that's pH, right? Plus the 2B, okay? The B is 6, the area of the base. Okay, so we've got 112, which we found earlier, the lateral area, plus 2 bases worth of area, which is 12. So my answer is 124 inches squared. That's my total surface area that includes the lateral and the 2 bases. Okay, now the volume, you know, how much does it fill up? Okay, the volume formula right here for a prism is base times height. Okay, base times height. Okay, B, capital B, is the area of the base. Okay, what kind of base was it? Well, it was a triangle, right? So we need to find the area of that base. So we know that we have to do BH over 2. Now we've already calculated that over here, right? The area of the base right here was 4 times 3 divided by 2, right? 4 times 3 divided by 2, and you get 6. Okay, and then the height of the prism we know is from base to base, right? So that's 10. So the height of the prism is 10. So now volume, like we said before, was base times height. And you would say 6 times 10. Or, yeah, 6 times 10. So the volume is 60 inches cubed. You use cubed whenever it comes to volume, because it's length, width, and height all together. All right, keep on going to the next problem. Okay, so this one is a rectangular prism as well. Okay, so rectangular prism. Okay, so we need the P, which this would be 4, 4, 4, and 3. So we add them all up. 8 and 6 is 14. So the perimeter of the base is 14. It's got 2 rectangles for bases, right? One on either end. Now the height is from base to base, so it's got to be that 6. That one is the height. Okay, so we say 6 here, and then area of the base, capital B, area of the base would be 4 times 3 because it's a rectangle, so it's base times height, right? The base times height formula will give us 12 for the area of the base. So now we need to do the lateral area, which was pH, right? And then the surface area, which was pH plus 2B, and then the volume, which was base times height, okay? So pH would be 14 times 6, and that would be 84, so that's 84. Okay, can I just go ahead and put 84 right here because I just found pH already, right? Okay, so I'm going to put 84 right here. I could multiply 14 times 6, but I'm not going to. And then 2 times the base was 12, so 2 times 12 is 24. So 84 plus 24 would be 108. Okay? This was inches squared. Well, no, it's meters actually. Meters. This is meters squared, and this one's going to be meters cubed, right? So the base times height would be the 12 times the 6. So you get 72 meters cubed for the volume. Okay? Okay, another one. Another prism. This is a triangular prism. Okay, we need the perimeter of the base, which is the triangle, right? So we need to add up all the sides. This one's 10 over here, so I can put 10 over here, right? So 6, 8, and 10, if I add those up, that's 24, right? So 24 is that. Okay, the height is not this. It's not the height of the triangle. It's the height from base to base. Remember, this is the height. So we put 12 here. And then the base is the area of this base. Okay, so we're going to do base times height divided by 2 because area of a triangle, this is the formula. So we say 6 times 8 divided by 2, right? You use the ones connected to the 90, right? So you can get a base and a height. So that's 48 divided by 2 is 24. Now, once again, pH, pH plus 2B, and then BH. Those are the formulas. Perimeter, 24, times the height, 12, is 288, right? Okay, now I know that this is the lateral area, right? 288, because that was pH, so I'm going to put 288 here, plus 2 times the base. Okay, base is 24, so 2 times 24. So those two make 48, right? And then 288 plus 48, that's 336. 336 inches squared, and this was inches squared as well. And then volume is going to be inches cubed. Okay, so the base times the height. Okay, base is 24 times the height, which is 12, and 24 times 12 is 288 again. It's weird, but the volume and the lateral surface area have the same, amount. Okay, this one's a cube, really. Okay, so I'm going to call it a cube. Okay, but you still work it like a rectangular prism or some kind of prism, right? So pH plus 2b, volume is base times height. Whenever they didn't used to have this, it used to be just length times width times height. 6 times 6 times 6 it would be the volume. Okay, and that's just basically the base is going to be length times width, and then the height's going to be h, so you could just figure it, But they've made this new formula chart, so I need to teach it based on that, okay? So the perimeter of, just pick a side, okay? We'll pick that side and then this other side over here to be the bases, since they're all the same face, okay? So perimeter of 6, 6, 6, and 6, too many sixes, all right? That's 24. Then the height is, of course, 6, everything's 6. And then the base is the area of the base, so 6 times 6 is length times width, right? So 6 times 6 would be 36. Okay, so we would do perimeter 24 times 6. What is that? 144? Okay, yeah, 144 inches squared, no, meters squared, sorry. Okay, we know that this is the 144. Plus 2 bases. Okay, base is 36. Okay, so if you multiply these together, you get 72 plus the 144. I think that's 216 inches squared. Yeah, 216. And then base times height. The base is 36, and then the height is 6. 6 times 36, 180, 216, I believe. Inches cubed for the volume. Once again, we have surface area and volume that are equal. Interesting. Okay, cylinder. Let's talk about a cylinder. Okay, a prism figure with circles for bases. Okay, so the height is this 12, right? From base to base, from circle to circle is the height, even if it's laying on its side. The radius is this part right here, which is half of 8, which would be 4. And then we need to figure out the circumference. We know the radius, so we'll use the 2 pi r formula for circumference, right? 2 pi r for circumference of a circle. Okay, so now I'm going to plug that 4 in, and that would be 8 pi. Okay, and then the base would be the area of a circle, right? And that formula is pi r squared, and we know r is 4, so I'm going to do pi 4 squared, which is 16 pi. Okay, so now we get to use these voluminous formulas for cylinder. Okay, cylinder has lateral of 2 pi rh. Okay, 2 pi rh, and that's because 2 pi r is a circumference, and then you multiply it by the height. Anyway, and that would be the round part that's around it. Okay, so the surface area is 2 pi rh again, 2 pi rh, plus the 2 bases, okay? But it's not going to say 2b because cylinders always have a circle for a base, right? So you can say 2 pi r squared, right? And then the volume is just, once again, is just base times height for a cylinder. Base times height. Okay, so let's plug them in. Let's figure it out. Okay, we need an R and an H. So that's a 4 and a 12. So I'm going to put that 4 right there and a 12 right there. So these are all stuck together, so they're multiplied. 12 times 4 is 48 times 2 is 96. So this is 96 pi. Okay, now this part is this part, right? This is the lateral area part, right? The very first part is the lateral area, which is the part around here, not including the circles on the ends, right? So this would be 96 pi again, and then 2 pi r squared. Okay, I need the r. The r is 4. I'm going to plug a 4 in there, so it's, let me do it up here. 2 pi 4 squared. Okay, so that's 16 times 2 is 32 pi plus 32 pi. That's why I like to leave it in pi form, because you can actually add them, because you add the two numbers in front, right? So this is 128 pi. Okay, so that's the surface area. And then base times height, the base is 16 pi, and then the height is 12, so times 12, oh my gosh, I can't think of what, 48 plus 144, 192, 192 pi, okay? And that's cylinders, okay? Just plug stuff in, solve. And here's the sphere, which is very basic. It has this for a surface area and this for a volume. Those are the two formulas. They're on the formula chart here at the very bottom, okay? That's the sphere for volume, and then the sphere for surface area, okay? Surface area is just the outside covering of the baseball. Then the volume is everything, the whole guts of the baseball, right? So all I do is find a radius, plug it in. So this is like 4 pi 10 squared, right? Because that's the radius. So that's 100, right? Times 4 is 400. So the answer is, I'll put that as 400 pi. That's a perfect answer. I should just leave it like that, but I'm going to go ahead and punch it in and get 400 pi, and that is 1256.6. 1256.6, and we'll say it's inches. Okay, inches cubed. No, squared. This is squared. This is area, surface area. Okay, then volume is 4/3 pi. R is 10, and this gets big. Okay, because 10 to the third power is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000. Okay, so you'd have 1,000, and then what I do is times it by the 4 on top, times that 4, and I'm going to divide by 3, and then at the end, after I hit enter, I'm going to multiply by pi. Okay, so I mean, you could do it a lot of ways. Okay, 10 to the third, well, where is that key? Oh gosh, I forgot where it was. Not important. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Okay, so I get 1,000 times 4. Okay, and that's 4,000 divided by 3, and that is everything except for the pi. So now I hit enter, so now I'm going to take times the pi, and it's 4,188.8. 4,188.8 inches cubed. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Bye.